Welcome back, friends and fam, to another C3 Live at 5. If you guys are new to the channel, please be sure to like and subscribe. Today, we are going to have a little bit more of a freestyle. So we had a busy day in the field, so we're going to be going into the market together for the first time today. So hopefully you guys appreciate the different approach. If not, hang in there with us. But we're going to go ahead and start with Coin360 like we always do. And also, before I dive into that, we do have Metaverse news for you, some pretty exciting announcements. So if you're here for the game play to earn and the Metaverse news, stay tuned. We have juicy segment in the middle. But right now, let's go ahead and look at the market. So what we see is a little bit of red, but don't worry, friends. We're on the 1 hour. I'm having fun trying to see what's going on now. And as you'll see later in the charts, we're going to be looking at some of the shorter time frames as well. So right now you can see the 1 hour, we have some money leaving the markets, but for the day, the money has been going into the market pretty well. And actually my chart's struggling to reload. There we go. So this is what the charts look like for the day, or the volume flow for the day. You can see Bitcoin's up 3.82% at 44,206. You can see Ethereum's at 3,160, up 8.25%. Up 8.25%, excuse me. We can also see Mana has done great. It's up 17.12%. I wonder if there's any good news about Mana that would be driving that. We have Alice is up 17.98%. I mean, it's nice to see some green squares, some dark green squares, but it's just really nice to see a green screen for a while. This has been comfortable and fun. The stock market looks pretty healthy as well, at least all of our favorite stocks. Tesla's up 1.83%, Amazon's up 1.22%, Apple up 0.14%, Google up 0.93%. So it's pretty healthy across the board, but we'll go ahead and check out what's going on CoinGecko. We like to see what are our top performers in the top 100. And just like we saw earlier, Mana, Decentraland at 336 is up 17.3%. So that's really exciting. Their market cap's up to $5 billion. So they're just terrorizing the space in the best way possible. Secret is a new project I'm not familiar with. In the 96, they are up 15.6% at $6.85. There's Gala, The Graph, Avalanche. They're all up 14.2, 13.3, 13.8%. So this is really exciting to see some of our favorite coins. Engine, one of our favorite, 12.5% up. So it looks like money has been going into the market. Altcoins are getting some money. So we're definitely getting a relief rally. This is what we've been looking for. This is what we're excited about. We also want to know what's our social sentiment before we dive too deep. So if you guys are interested in knowing what's the current relevant news and you want to dive into what's relevant in crypto today, I highly recommend Cointelegraph. It's one of the better resources. You can just jump in right here. And one of my favorite things to do is I'll just go through in a really summarized manner and read all of the top. And then if there's an article grabs my attention, then I have to dive in and educate myself. But right now you can just kind of get the idea that the NYSE files a trademark application for trading NFTs. Bullish. CryptoPunks community reacts to the ongoing copyright battle between V1 and V2. Debatable. Binance.us is under investigation from SEC for over trading affiliates report. Bearish. OpenSea to add MetaLink customer service channel. Bullish. Concerns over Fed nominee may stop Senate from confirming Biden's pick report. Bearish. Monero community concerned as leading mining pool nears 51% of ecosystem total hash rate. I don't know. What are the top Metaverse projects? So you guys kind of get the point. You can go through here and see what's really relevant in our world, especially if you live and breathe just crypto. U.S. lawmakers introduced bill for government-backed insurance of qualified stablecoins. So there's a lot of really bullish things going on. MasterCard expands consulting with crypto-dedicated practices. You could just see traditional finance starting to really entertain and partner in with blockchain. And this is really, you can find articles every day, new ones of bullish and bullish sentiment. So I think that in the long run, we all need to remember that we're here for the utility. And I think a lot of us are bullish on crypto because we understand utility. So let's go ahead and dive into the charts and I'll stop rambling. So we actually want to start with total market cap. So I'll slide this chart up for us if I can. We'll go ahead and come down here. So our total market cap is currently under $2 trillion still. So we have that resistance, but our indicators are looking bullish. So this is what we want to see. We have started to break out of our channel. This is very exciting. This is what we've been looking for. You can see right here. That is a good sign. And also you can tell that we have this green dot. And if you guys were here yesterday, we were talking that green dot, according to Market Cipher, is a buy dot. And so those buy dots are generally bullish indications. So we can scroll back and see when was the last time we had buy dots in that scenario. We had a buy dot right here. We had a buy dot right here. And these are day candles. So generally after you get a buy dot, we've had a consistent 56% in 38 days, and here we tracked all the way up to 36% in 35 days. So pretty consistent track record on those buy dots. Let's see if we have any ones that didn't play out in the benefit. And it looks like buy dots on the day, although back here you can see that the story isn't always, it's not a safe indicator by itself, because right here this did not play out in a positive scenario, and right here it did not as well. So that's why we like to use multiple indicators to see where the trend is going to be. And so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pull up Market Cipher B as well as the stochastic RSI and MFI. And what we can see here is the stochastic has a bullish play out on the day candles as well. It looks like they're turning upwards. The blue line is going above the orange line, and that is bullish in our world. Over here, we have Market Cipher B. We also have bullish indicators over here where we have a buy dot, and the money flow and strength are both trending upwards. This is what we look for. This is positive signs. Remember, we're looking at day candles, and it's really relevant to know what time frame you're looking at. You can go down to 1 minute candles and you're going to get a way different story. So it's one of those things that, I mean, you can zoom in as close as you want, you can zoom out as far as you want, and it's something that you always want to know, what time frame am I looking at, because bullish for one day does not mean bullish for the next 4 months. And that's something that we really want to emphasize. If you are getting into trading and you're trading any scalp trading or even swing trading, one of the best time frames are the 5 minute, 15-minute time frames, and even all the way down to the 1 minute for entry points. But besides that, when you're looking for trend confirmation or trend identification, this is not a very efficient approach. So we're going to go back to the days so we can see what that looks like. And then I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when we go out to the 5-day. So you can see our 5-day looks a little bit more neutral. So it's not nearly as bullish of a scenario on our 5-day. Let's see what our 10-day say. We should be halfway through that candle. And right here, we can see that it's still looking good. And I want to see what our months look like. And as you can see, there's 12 days left in the month, and it is still not looking like a great play out. So our indicators up here, this is Market Cipher SR, I believe, or Market Cipher DBSI, my apologies. So Market Cipher DBSI is a numerical value, and it's done kind of in a ratio, and it's pretty intuitive. If the ratio is better, it's bullish. If it's worse, it's bearish. So when you have an 18 over a -5, that is not good. Now, if that 18 was down here and a -5 was below, that would be good. So when you get from the 14, 17, 18, the numbers generally tend to kind of scale up and then taper back down in the same manner, so you can anticipate these turnarounds. That's what we're looking at right now. I would imagine another red candle to close out, or at least some sort of downward movement. But you can see that's not always the case. July of last year, we had a 19 over a -5. Once we bounced off our EMA, we pumped up for the next 4 months. So something to pay attention to. But let's go ahead and look at what Bitcoin's doing, because I think that's really what everyone wants to know. And this is really what really matters to the markets. This is what's driving the market. You talk to anyone that's new to crypto, this is really all they understand, care about, and think exists. So where's Bitcoin? What's it doing? Where's our targets? We want to know where our target is. We're playing in a market where there's a liquidation point above us and there's a liquidation point below us. And generally, that liquidation point is opposing the market sentiment. And right now, people are still pretty intimidated. So people have been pulling shorts downwards. And with this upward trend in the last 1 hour, that's painted a little bit of a different picture. So we're starting to have an equal bullseye above us and below us. There's about $11 billion in shorts at 40K, and there's about $5 billion of longs at 46K. So those would be the liquidation points that we will be playing at. And so the market has incentive to either go to 46K as its next move or to 40K as its next move. So that's really what we're trying to pay attention to. And at some point, when one of those is worth more than the other, it generally heads in that direction. As of right now, we can see that Bitcoin has been staying on our trend line. It has been supporting the trend line. And let me make this chart a little bit more clear for you guys. Oh man, this is just brutal. We've broken out of our wedge, and I wish that I just didn't have, let me hide these as well. So right here, we've been inside a wedge, and you can see, I don't know if it'll let me. Nope. We've been in a wedge in here. We've broken out, and it looks like we've come close to a retest. So that was a good scenario. It would have been a little bit better had we come down and tap the 40K, but this is positive look, and it could go either way at this point. There's not really certainty. I will say that for the short term, it does look a little bit more bullish than not. Long term, I'm still not feeling comfortable finishing the month out. Let's take a look at what to expect for our altcoins. Our altcoins have been looking a lot more bullish, in my opinion, especially on the day candles. So I have a theory that Bitcoin's going to go a little bit sideways and altcoins are going to start making some healthy moves, as you could see in the charts earlier. When we were looking at Coin 360, you could see a lot of those small green squares. Those are the altcoins where the money's being put into. They're going to be moving more aggressively. Right here, you can see this is a bullish play out when we have a 15 underneath a -5. So on a day candle, that's a very good sign. That's what we're looking for. You can see back here on some of our previous prints, as the numerical value gets greater, it has a higher and higher push. So this indicator is AI using an algorithm, calculating a bunch of other indicators into one and trying to anticipate a move one way or another. So that's kind of how that indicator works. It's one of many that we enjoy using. Most of ours are artificial and machine learning programs because that's just the way to see this market efficiently without having to spend all of your time in it. So we can also go and check out Market Cipher B on Total 3. This is a fantastic looking chart. This is really, I would anticipate a good little alt relief rally, at least for a couple of days. And if we want to know how long, let's take a look at what's anticipated on these longer time frames. So 5 days still looks a little bit neutral. Our 3-day printed a little bit ago has a slightly bearish look. And then our 2-day still looks bullish. So as you can see, our 2-day printed an hour ago. So this indicator is insinuating that money should be going into altcoins for the next 48 hours or 47 hours, as you can see right here. That's a good sign. Now, being that we love crypto, we want to know which altcoins is that going to be. If you guys were here with us yesterday, we brought to you this altcoin, Govi. And as you can see, we made a price prediction yesterday at the end of the stream and left you guys with our price prediction with Govi at $1.70. That is marked right here. Govi at yesterday was sitting at $1.20, $1.30 right here, and it did continue to progress almost exactly to where we predicted. We predicted a 32% increase, and it did a 28% increase. So we were about 3 pennies off on that price prediction, feeling pretty good about it. We know that there's going to be plenty of alts across the board that are going to be making these moves. So we all want to go ahead and look at the dollar. The dollar looks like it's getting ready to show some signs of weakness. And as we tell you guys, we don't want to get excited until we see signs of weakness in the dollar. So this looks like we should have at least, these are 12-hour candles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So possibly 48 hours of some sort of consolidation and weakening in the dollar. So it makes me feel really good at looking at some of these alt projects, especially for a short-term period. I know all of us have different motives and different incentives in the market. So we're trying to appeal to all and be very clear on what you're going into it and for how long. But with that going over, I feel like that's just the quick summary of the charts. And honestly, I'm ready for some fun. I want to know what's going on in the metaverse. Sifu, what do you got for us? Oh, my dude, sorry, you're muted. We gotta get your mic situation. There you go. All right.
What's up, C3 fam? Al, thanks for that. Yeah, let's see what we got going on in the metaverse world today. So we've definitely seen some positivity. Currently, we're actually sitting up a little over 6.5% on the day. We're sitting at just over 43 billion on the NFT market cap. And even though some of the charts look red, we actually, a lot of the projects are moving here. We have a lot of positivity. So as we already seen, Mana is up, almost 17% in the last 24 hours. Sandbox just under 10, Axie Infinity 13. Theta has not been ill affected. They've just been riding positively since yesterday. But most things are starting to make their climb up. As far as Decentraland, I'm not exactly sure the main pump behind that, but this was sitting at $4 billion market cap, and now that it's jumped into five, clearly means that it's gaining some real momentum, or at least it's just going to lead the way in this little pump that we're getting here. But as we kind of scroll down, let's check out some of the other positive projects. Smooth Love Potion is holding positive. They're holding real positive. In the last 7 days, they're up almost 60%. But there is some pretty interesting projects. Ultra here, they actually absolutely skyrocketed today, and they're up 30% on the last 24 hours. And when I went and checked them out, they're actually pretty interesting NFT kind of smart base contract system that's for like in-game assets. So you can actually create in-game NFTs. They're trying to cross-chain that. Um, Moblox actually was up, but it just kind of turned red. So you know what, we're gonna skip that. We don't have to talk about that one. Super Farm, this guy took a nice skyrocket, dipped back down. Now it's kind of on the move again. However, there's some sort of interesting automated market maker, and yeah, it's more like an exchange and a swap, but all these are all based off of NFT projects. But we got this guy here is up, MR and RMRK, excuse me. Alien Worlds is up. But what actually caught my eye, so I'm gonna scroll down here, is this guy right here, this project Netvrk. They're up almost 40% in the last 24 hours. You can see they really skyrocketed. So we're actually gonna go and check them out. They're pretty interesting. And I'm gonna show you why they caught my eye. And you're not going to get any audio, but there will be some subtitles, and I'll just kind of walk you through this video here. But this is out of all these projects today, and some of the new ones that I'm seeing. About 1 second. So these guys are actually all about VR into their metaverse, and this video is pretty cool. They got pretty decent graphics settings, and basically you can manipulate everything from in here, from the landscape to, it's pretty cool. Just bear with me on this video, it's not too long. Actually, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but what I'm going to do is just bump up for you guys here. Actually, I didn't bump up. So here we go. As you can tell, it's actually got a pretty solid graphic interface. And when they actually show you the tools that you can use is really interesting. This is where it actually gets cool. So you got this tool, look how you can just cut into the land, sculpt the land, create features. Just the graphic interface makes it much cooler than what we've got recently. It's far beyond, you know, the Minecraft kind of sort of artistic, simple look. All these items you use from their NFT marketplace, which is really cool. Then once again, you're able to sell kind of almost like it's virtual real estate right back on there. It's very, very cool. Seems very intuitive. You can even build video games on here. And yeah, the idea is that it's just completely operable. Like they said, as easy as going into a social media network. But they're really cool. They're the first that I feel I've seen really innovating as far as not just being in a VR headset in the metaverse, but using tools like that. And if you actually if you come in here and check out Netvrk and just click right here, it'll take you right into that video. If anyone's actually interested, it elaborates a lot more. But if we look at them on the chart here, and see they've just been on a steady uptrend. They actually moved, kind of spiked. Now they've dropped down. They've leveled out a little bit. Um, but I don't know. They're pretty cool. Everything happening in the metaverse right now is moving pretty strongly. And most of these actual projects that are turning green, as you go in and check them out, a lot of them strictly have to do with NFT based smart contract systems. So like this one here, this is just simply an NFT marketplace for top selling artists. What's cool about this is it kind of goes back to regular art. So if you like go through some of the pieces that they have, they're really just singular pieces. They're not like collections where, you know, look at this one here, a little more on the exotic side, but they're not collections that are just randomized, which that's all great art too. But this is maybe a little more intrinsic on the artwork that you might be looking for. But most of the projects back on this are falling in using the smart contract system that I checked out. That Netvrk or however you say it is pretty cool because it dives right back into the actual metaverse, not just on the play to earn gaming aspect, which is really cool too. But the metaverse is where things are really stepping forward. But about everything yesterday that was green is still green, along with actually, guys, there's a lot of things that are turning green as I've been going through this. I tried to go through the whole list before we started, so I'd know everything, but a lot of these have just turned green. But check this guy out, Veed. They went on a nice roller coaster ride, dropped down really hard, came up, dropped down really hard again. Now they're on the rise, so pretty interesting. But if we go check in here, in world, I'm pretty sure it's going to be, yeah, another pretty much just NFT based contract system where these are more for building digital collectible assets that go into games. Um, so yeah, a lot on more on the creation side of the NFT world, I'd say, is going on with this pump. But just like Al said, things aren't going to go up healthy forever. But since we are seeing what we're seeing in the charts, maybe a sideways movement from Bitcoin, waiting for more news, you know, just on a general sense of things from the feds and all that. We are seeing maybe a little bit more health in these NFT coins or these altcoins, actually they really are. So we're going to keep watching, but it's been healthy with it being up 6.6%. Yeah, I'm curious to see what it does tomorrow. I won't be surprised if it keeps moving. I'm not going to place my bets on it. And that's about it for the most part. We just got a nice, healthy looking chart, or trying to turn healthy. We're just going to keep our eyes on it and keep you guys updated. But other than that, I think that is all I have for everyone. And I'm going to
Thank you,
have to
Cipher.
close it off.
Thank you, my dude. I appreciate it. And I'm just going to leave people with a quick little wrap up. So, for starters, thank you everyone that tuned in. We appreciate the love and support on this channel. And also, we're trying to grow. And we're going to try and get some charts cleaned up, have a little bit more consistency. But please let us know if you're looking for something specific. How can we help you? That's what this channel is for. But to summarize today's stream, because it was a little bit more of a freestyle, I anticipate upward movement for the next couple of days. So I also would like to just show you guys, this is the channel I anticipate Bitcoin to move into. We're looking on weak candles. So this print, if you were here earlier, you understand this is a bullish print so far. I would anticipate the next candle to end up right here in this sector within the $42,000 to $46,000 range for the week. So when you come down to 6-hour candles, you can kind of get a better understanding of what I'm anticipating. So this also looks like we're setting up an inverse head and shoulders on the shorter time frame. You have your head here, you have a shoulder here, and a shoulder here. So that would leave us aiming for either this price point at 46,000 as we're climbing up to it, and then our next target would be right around here, probably at the 50,000, 51,000 range. So right now, this is what I'm anticipating from Bitcoin, unless we get some kind of wild story that drives the market in a certain direction. But I think that in the summary, I would anticipate upward motion, maybe bounce around this channel for a couple of days and let the altcoins really pump. Because what we're seeing is we're seeing a bullish play out across the board for the next couple of days. The weak candles have just printed today, and everything looks like it's going to be a good week for the crypto world. So we'll leave you guys with that. Hopefully you find the alts that you're looking into. If you want us to do a dive on them, send them over to us. I think that we're going to have some health in this next 4 or 5 days. I'm excited. I know I'm hunting alts. I hope you're hunting alts too. And hopefully we're helping give you the tools to find the ones and make the moves that you're hoping to make. So with that being said, that's going to be a wrap for us. So much love, so much appreciation. And as always, I'm Al. Thank you for tuning in. C3, over and out.